Welcome to the Palm Springs Unified School District regular meeting of the Board of Education. Today is Tuesday, August 22nd, 2023. I will now call the meeting to order and we will begin with a roll call, please.
Board Clerk Espericueta.
Here.
Board Member Cornett.
Here.
Board Member Irvin.
Here.
And Board Member Durrell.
Here.
And lastly, Board President Girardi.
Here. All right, if you're not already and you're able, would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Ready, begin. I pledge
Allegiance
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Man, I'm glad I remembered that. Next up will be a reading of our mission statement by Dr. Signoret.
Thank you, President Girardi. All members of Palm Springs Unified School District are united in our commitment to equity. We create deep, meaningful learning opportunities, build professionalism, and engage parents and community to ensure success for all students. All students graduate with the skills, capacities, and confidence needed to succeed in a rapidly changing world.
Thank you very much. Next up is report of closed session actions. Board Clerk Espericueta, are there any closed session actions to report this evening?
Yes, President Girardi, we have one action to report. The board meet with his legal counsel and real property negotiator in closed session pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.8. During this conference, the board voted 5-0 to approve a purchase and sale agreement with the Palm Springs International Film Society to acquire the building located at 1000 E. Taquis Canyon Way in Palm Springs City. The parcel number is 508-070-047 and 050 for the price at $1,250,000. The roll call vote was unanimous in favor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sergio. Next up is item 7, approval of the agenda. Could we get a motion to approve the agenda with the removal of item 8, which will be postponed until September 12th?
Move for approval.
We have a motion. How about a second?
Second.
And a second. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That motion passes. Thank you all very much. Number 9 is public comments. Board Clerk Espericueta, have we received any email comments this evening?
Yes, President Girardi, this evening we received 3 electronic comments which had been distributed to the Board of Education.
Thank you very much, Sergio. And I see that we have nobody waiting to provide any public comments live. So we'll go on to item 10, board member comments. Does anybody have anything they'd like to share this evening?
I'm ready, President Girardi. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you very well.
Hi, everyone. I'm excited to be here tonight and start the new year with everyone on board. My board member comments start with gifts that are donated to our district. If we look further down in our superintendent section, we look at gifts 13A, and each time we have a meeting, I want to make sure we recognize those donors. And this in this agenda, we have our donor only Anderson Children's Foundation, and they donated $85,537 to the district. And it's in the consent item, and it's an honorable mention for their donations to us. My second concept or point that I want to make is our learning programs, expanded learning programs. I was able to watch part of our podcast or our video cast from a different part of our world. And I was excited to see all the expanded learning programs. And now we're approving more funding for sports focused activities. And I'm so impressed with the creative, innovative, engaging and enjoyable activities and field trips. And kudos to Amber Gascoigne and all of her staff. So that was number 2. Number 3 would be, I am excited to also extend welcome back to 91 induction mentees. These are our teachers that are just having 2 more years to complete as part of the process to obtain their credentials. We have the best of the best reflective coaches, and we hope that our teachers stay in and will be applying with us and stay in our district. We work here in Paradise, and we want you to come back with us after you've cleared your credentials. Also recently, Dr. Vincent Pompey did an equity training at Rancho Mirage Elementary School, equity and diversity, LGBTQ, professional development, and it looked to be exciting and very positive. And I'm hoping that I had heard that there's more unconscious bias training. There's even a part 2, and that the board will be invited to attend those trainings. Recently, before I left for a little break, I had a chance to see on August 4th, Friday, go with Alexis Acker and 24 resident teachers matched with 24 mentors who are experts in our district. And they were matched and they were in a professional development. And together they are fast tracking to gain clear credentials and gain a master's degree. This is the first cohort in the district. We are really proud of this program coming to us. I guess the closest Alder program like this is in Hemet. And so we want to reach out and ask them to continue to invite us, especially to their finale graduation. Off of my list each year, I welcome back teachers, parents, coaches, everyone across the district, all of our transportation. And one thing I would bring up is time and time again is safety in our roads. Please slow down, please, especially now, take your time getting to and from schools, places. We want everyone in our area, in our district to be safe. And now that we see ourselves transitioning back, please take more time. And I'm not going to steal the superintendent's thunder, but please take your time, call the schools, teachers. If you're running late, just communicate. Okay, so that's important, especially right now with the limited road access. And so that's all I have. And Happy New Year, everyone.
Thank you, Madonna. Anybody else have anything tonight? Karen?
Yeah, I just want to remind everybody that the Board of Education is looking for a new superintendent. We're conducting a superintendent search, and we really are wanting input from our parents and students and staff. So you can get the link for the surveys are on our district website. Also, I'd like to thank all of our parents, students, and staff for working with the district so that our students, parents, and staff can return to school safely. That's all.
Thank you, Karen.
Yeah, and I kind of want to echo the same thing that Karen said. We have our superintendent is going to be giving the information a little bit later, and I just want to tell the parents and the teachers and all the administrators and city officials and all the people that were out working on our roads. I just want to tell you thank you for pulling together, and we're thinking about you guys, and you guys are very important on making decisions, and we really need to hear from you. We've been not getting some of the response back. So I challenge some of our parents and some of our administrators as well to reach out to that survey that we have available. We really need to hear from you on the next superintendent. And I just want to tell Joan and everyone else, thank you for the hard work that you guys have put in, and that's all I have.
Thank you, Charlie.
I can do the next. Yeah, my comment is short. Good evening, everyone. Buenas tardes a todos. I want to tell the entire school district community that we are monitoring everything related to the effect caused by the weather condition, Hurricane Hillary. The work in collaboration of all the entities, government, all cities around the school district, residents, employees of the school district, with the all together are making good progress in the recovery. Thank you all. Also, I want to thank the comments that direct the public to us. We read it and we take the comments. Serious thank you for that. Thank you. I see.
Thank you, Sergio. Just to kind of piggyback on that, I want to thank everybody in the school district for navigating this emergency situation we've just gone through. I know you guys have been working hard, monitoring the situation, working with our local authorities and emergency services. So very well done. I want our community to know that our priority is the safety and well-being of our students, our staff, and our families. And I want to thank you for your patience. During COVID, agility was the word. I think agility is still the word. We gotta be able to move on a dime when these situations happen. So hang in there, everybody. Thanks for all your hard work. Hopefully we'll be back to normal soon, whatever normal is anymore. But we appreciate everybody's efforts. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to our interim superintendent, Dr. Senior A.
Thank you, President Jardy. And I'd like to focus the superintendent's report on update relative to the tropical storm that we all experienced. First of all, just glad that everyone is safe. I know we've been in touch with many of our staff, and like myself, many folks were preparing beforehand, had to respond in the middle of the rain, and the water felt like a waterfall as opposed to actually a rain, but had to respond during, and then even our response after. And hearing the stories, we were been talking to not only our cabinet team, but to all of our administrators, staff here at the central office, and just hearing their stories, but and their responses. But the simple fact that everybody came out safe, extremely excited about that, and so glad to hear. I also want to thank our board and our cabinet team. I know we had to meet on several occasions, not only over the weekend, but frequently and consistently since, giving our updates and trying to make the best decisions moving forward. Collectively, we have made some very difficult decisions, but ones that are all in the right interest of our students and the safety of our students and our community. So I just want to give again kudos to the board and to our cabinet team for making those tough decisions during very difficult time, but all in the best interest of our students and community. Just a quick update. Today I've been in touch with city officials in Palm Springs, Cathedral City, Desert Hot Springs, specifically Mayor Garner, Mayor Rita Lamb, Mayor Scott Mattis, also City Manager Scott Stiles, and Daniel DeSelma, Palm Springs Emergency Coordinator. Really, I want to echo what Board Member Urban said. Just thank you to all of them. Their efforts in getting us back and in functioning as quickly as possible has been their top priority. And simply the fact that they took their time and very busy time to speak with me about that is truly appreciated. The general report is that the cleanup to major roads is progressing extremely well, faster than anticipated. They had predicted a cleanup at Vista Chino be done today, and that turned out to be the actual case. So they're very optimistic that things are moving along, but of course, they'll be making some official announcements on some other road impacts later on. Relative to our school site administrators, all our principals today were able to get out to their school sites. Now, understandably, in some situations that's been more challenging than in others, but bottom line is every school site is accessible. There is some cleanup that is going to be necessary at some of the sites, which again is very understandable, but no significant structural damage to any of our school site that would prevent reopening. Again, there is going to be some repairs. There is going to be some issues that we're going to have to do as far as cleanup, but not to the extent that we could not reopen all our schools. So overall, our plan to reopen Thursday is moving forward. And we'll confirm with all families tomorrow on that. We'll make an announcement to all of them. But really, I want to just take this opportunity to reach out to all of our families, and in the meantime, encourage all parents to get ready for Thursday. And what I mean by that is planning your routes. If you are driving in to drop off your children, please plan ahead. Don't wait until the morning of. Each city that we have within our district boundaries has updated information on their road closures. So please refer to those. Principals are also going to be reaching out and communicating best routes of access to those school sites. So please also communicate with the principals of your schools, but please plan ahead. Don't wait till Thursday morning to plan your route into school. Also, I want to encourage families to leave early. Access is possible, as I mentioned. Every one of our schools is accessible, but regular drive times, understandably, are going to take longer. So leave early, plan those times ahead so you can get there on time. And also, if possible, I'd like to encourage families to carpool. If you have relatives or neighbors, friends, where you can carpool together, that would be a wise decision. So I want to encourage families to consider that if possible. Just also want to take the time to thank all our team in maintenance and operations who have been working around the clock to get schools ready. I was over there at Rancho Mirage High School yesterday. Some of our grounds crew working hard on removing debris. Been to many other sites where custodial teams are in there cleaning up. Today we witnessed that at Della Lindley, both Mr. Simmons and I. Just great job. All our M&O custodial team, great job. Transportation is planning alternate routes to make sure that we get kids in to school on time and home on time. So they're looking at alternate routes to make that happen. Thank you to our principals for getting prepped. They're doing a great job getting everybody ready for Thursday. I also want to thank all staff. I can't thank them enough. We've had so many staff members reach out to us and say, can we go to work today? Can we get into classrooms today and get ready? And that was extremely encouraging. So we want to invite you to come in tomorrow, get ready for Thursday. But bottom line, I want to thank the entire community, thank all of our students and family for their patience and understanding. And bottom line, we look forward to seeing you back at school on Thursday. So thank you, President Jardy.
Thank you, Dr. Senior. All right, that brings us to board action items. Our first action item is 12A, approval of proclamation of National Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, September 2023, OE11. If we could get a motion in a second, and then Board Member Jarrell will be reciting the proclamation.
Move for approval.
We have a motion. How about a second, please?
Second.
And a second. Board Member Jarrell?
All right. This next month in September of 2023, and after that, we bring awareness to National Suicide Prevention. And next month is Prevention Awareness Month. Our proclamation reads, whereas the month of September, when millions of people around the world join their voices to share a message of hope and healing, and whereas these observances are united in raising awareness that prevention is possible, treatment is effective, and people do recover. And whereas in these challenging times, messages of hope and healing are more needed than ever. And whereas Riverside County residents should be able to access high quality prevention, support, rehabilitation, and treatment services that lead to recovery and a healthy lifestyle. And whereas every day people enter treatment into behavioral health services and community supports and begin the road to wellness and recovery. And whereas resiliency begins early in life with families, daycares, schools, and can be strengthened and reinforced throughout the lifespan. And whereas recovery and wellness encompass the whole individual, including mind, body, spirit, and community. And whereas striving for zero, it's a California strategic plan for suicide prevention. It urges all Californians to play a role in suicide prevention and promoting health and wellness. I'm almost there. Whereas the benefits of preventing and overcoming mental health challenges, suicide attempts and loss, and substance abuse are significant and valuable to individuals, families, and our community. And whereas it is essential that we educate residents about suicide, mental health, substance abuse problems, and the ways they affect all people in the community. And whereas we must encourage relatives, friends, co-workers, providers to recognize, and family members, to recognize the signs of a problem and guide those in need to appropriate services and supports. And whereas Suicide Awareness Month inspires millions of Americans to raise awareness, build resiliency, and find hope. Now, therefore, be it resolved that on August 22nd, 2023, coming up, the Governing Board of Palm Springs Unified School District proclaims this coming month, September of 2023, as Suicide Awareness Month. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madonna. All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That motion passes. Thank you. Item 12B, approval of amendment of employment agreement between the governing board and interim assistant superintendent of human resources. The board will consider approval of the amendment to the employment agreement with Lasagna Pitts, interim assistant superintendent for human resources, to include an automobile allowance for the district travel consistent with the assistant superintendent's contracts. Can I get a motion to approve that, please?
So moved.
We have a motion. How about a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That motion passes. 12C, approval of authorization to establish the Cielo Vista Charter ASB bank account, OE6. May I get a motion to approve item 12C?
I move.
Thank you, Sergio. We have a motion. How about a second?
Second.
And a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion passes. 12D, approval of award bid number 0-24, NNC gym locker renovations. Could we get a motion to approve item 12D?
Move for approval.
We have a motion. How about a second?
Second.
And a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that passes. Thank you. 12E is an amendment number 1 to the leaseback contract, education code 17406 with West Coast Air Conditioning Company Incorporated for the Cathedral City High School Modernization Project OE 12.11. May I get a motion to approve that project or that amendment? Excuse me.
Move for approval.
We have a motion. How about a second?
Second.
And a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Yep. Thank you. That motion passes. 12F is amendment number 1 to the leaseback contract, Education Code 17406 with West Coast Air Conditioning Company Incorporated for the Della S. Lindley Elementary School Modernization Project, OE 12.11. May we get a motion to approve that amendment?
I move for approval.
Thank you, Sergio. We have a motion. How about a second?
Second.
Thank you, Charlie. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That motion passes. 12G is amendment number 1 to the leaseback contract, Education Code 17406 with Bernard's for the James Workman Middle School Modernization Project, OE 12.11. May I get a motion to approve that amendment?
Move for approval.
We have a motion. How about a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Thank you, Madonna. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. 12H is amendment to, 12H, amendment number 1 to leaseback contract, Education Code 17406 with Bernard's for the Landau Elementary School Modernization Project, OE 12.11. May we get a motion to approve that amendment?
Move for approval.
Thank you, Charlie. We have a motion. How about a second?
Second.
Thank you, Sergio. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. 12I, approval of amendment number 1 to leaseback contract, Education Code 17406 with Bernard's for Sunny Sands Elementary School Modernization Project, OE 12.11. May we get a motion to approve that amendment?
Move for approval.
Thank you. Karen, how about a second, please?
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. 12J, approval of readmission of expulsion case 2022/2023-A to Palm Springs Unified School District from out of the district. May we get a motion to approve 12J?
Move for approval.
Thank you, Sergio. I have a motion. How about a second?
Second.
And a second. Thank you, Charlie. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Item 13 is the superintendent's consent items, which we will vote on 13A through 13J in one vote, unless somebody would like an item pulled specifically. Seeing none, can we get a motion to approve item 13, the superintendent's consent item?
Move for approval.
We have a motion. How about a second, please?
Second.
And a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That motion passes. Item 14 is board consent item. 14A is approval of meeting minutes for August 8th, 2023. May I get a motion to approve item 14A?
Move for approval.
Motion. How about a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I
Thank you.
abstain.
Okay,
Friday,
thank you. I'm sorry, Madonna, go ahead.
I was absent that day, so I abstain.
Okay, thank you very much.
You.
Item 15 is suggestion for future agendas. Any suggestions for a future agenda item? Seeing none, we'll go on to setting of the next board meeting, which will be on September 12th, 2023 at 6 p.m. Item 17 is to debrief. Anybody have anything they want to debrief on?
I'm sure we all agree that our interim superintendent has been called to come up to the podium and help us all gather together to make everyone safe and get through this past week. And thank you, Dr. Signoret, Tony, your family for sharing you with us. That's something I just want to pass on. I'm sure You all might wanna say something too.
Thank you, Madonna. Get used to it, Tony. I think the gig is trial by fire all the time.
Or by wet fire hose.
Right, yeah, right.
Yes, but yes, but that's for sure. Thank you.
I just have one thing. I know in the past, we've been taking a couple meetings up to Desert Hot Springs. And I know they had an issue with their sound system. So maybe in the future, if we can get an update on what's happening with that, I'd appreciate that because we'd really like to take our board meetings up there periodically. Okay, anybody else?
Yes, yeah, President Jerry, we'll definitely follow up on that one for you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Item 18 is adjournment. Can I get a motion to adjourn? Not
Motion.
everybody at once, please.
Move for approval.
Thank you, Charlie. How about a second?
Second,
Motion in a second. All in favor?
I.
Thank you all very much. We are adjourned. Have a good
Thank you.
evening, everybody.